Hey sis, welcome to Bring It to Your Sister.
We're Lexi and Chastity, just two certified yappers that God knew would be unstoppable as sisters.
So he made us best friends instead.
Join us in this space to laugh, cry, vent, praise, and feel seen while we figure out motherhood, marriage, and womanhood by chasing grace and grit through homemaking, homesteading, faith, and everything in between.
Now pull up a seat and grab your favorite treat me drink because there's always room for one more sister. Okay, we're live.
Good afternoon.
Hey sisters,
We're back.
coming to you live from Lexi's playroom.
We're going
Or
to
the
hop
kids'
around my
playroom.
house. Yes. Yeah, not my playroom. These are all of my toys.
These are all of my cool things.
Yeah.
No, you do have some cool thrift. That goose, I need her.
That's Mother Goose. That is not where she's supposed to go, okay? But
Mhm.
my child refuses to let her go anywhere else. There's a third chalkboard that's supposed to be there, but I keep taking it down and putting the chalkboard back, and Jensen keeps taking it and moving it.
Where's she supposed to go?
She didn't have a home yet. We just swapped the kids' room and the playroom. The
Mhm.
playroom used to be the kids' room. Now it's the playroom.
I
You get what I'm
do
saying?
love the idea of her being on your homeschool wall, though.
Yes.
She's
Oh,
on the
yeah.
right track.
Yes, for sure. I just
Mhm.
didn't know exactly where I was going to put her because I'm still playing around with what I'm going to put up there. I gave up and I just said, well, I guess she's going to go there now. And I'll post a picture of this, but she
Yeah.
put it in between them. She did a good job.
She did
She's in
a great
she's
job.
in a phase of she really likes to dress up
Mhm.
and dress herself, and she really likes to decorate and rearrange stuff.
Love that.
It's real. She gets it honest.
Yeah.
Drink check. Still have not had any water today.
Oh, speak for yourself.
I'm
I took a few
going to
sips
get better.
between episodes.
Oh, good. I didn't make it too. Oh. She's fussing at me because of my water intake.
As you should.
We have really swapped roles with it. I'm usually the one that fusses at you for your water, but I've just been really dropping the ball. I'm going to do better at some point. It'll click.
Yeah, it will.
I do end up catching up on my water intake at night.
Honestly, I do the same because I'm like,
Wow,
golly, I'm
so
thirsty.
Wow, I'm so thirsty.
I will stand in my kitchen and chug a whole cup of water.
Yes. I'm like, wow, that tastes so good. But then all day the next day, I'm like, ew, water?
Disgusting.
Where's my coffee?
So what are you drinking on now?
I have a Diet Coke that you so graciously brought, and I'll drink some water at dinner. What do we have going on this week?
What do I have going on this week?
Any praise reports? You got something? She says, I'm grateful for Infamil Gentle Ease formula.
At this point, we're grateful that we're making it through the days. We're coming on the end of our summer. Oh, I'm thinking about how I need to get my house back in order, classroom back in order, and keep James having fun for the last bit of summer.
So when do y'all go back to school?
I go back the 11th, and the kids come back on the 15th. Dwindling, and I'm getting my hair cut on Monday.
You're getting your hair cut on Monday?
Yeah, next Monday.
What are you doing to it?
I don't know. I thought about.
Are you having a hair crisis?
I am.
October was the last time I had mine cut or colored.
It's same. It's been a year since I've had mine cut. And part of me wants to color it, but part of me doesn't. I have some grays coming in, and they're not noticeable, only to me. But I don't want to cover them up. I want to let it gray naturally, but I also need a change. And I don't want to lose the length. But here's the crazy thing. I've always had very short hair ever since I was a kid.
I haven't seen you with short hair, but that's something I remember about you.
That was
You
my
always had
thing.
short hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your thing.
Yeah, it actually used to piss Brie off. Why will you not just grow your hair out? And I'm like, because I would let it
I don't
get
know.
right here, and then I'm done with it. I'm right here was at my shoulder, by the way. I was like, I'm cutting it. That's it. And then I'd like buzz part of it.
So I've had short hair, but it's accidentally in all caps. Been at my chin before a couple times, but that's the shortest I've ever been, and I would not go back there again. But I always thought your hair always looked good, but it was way shorter than that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you deal with the like in between and the grow out stages.
Oh, it's hard.
Yeah,
and then you have to fix it every single day.
Yeah, I was about to say you would think short hair would be low maintenance.
Oh no.
But like no.
Because
your hair looked like you did it.
Yes. I did.
It wasn't just carefree short.
No.
So are you
I would at
what
home,
are you thinking chop?
I kind of want to go back to a bob. But I don't straighten my hair anymore. Last year when she cut it was kind of that short, but also because I like it curls, so it's a little bit. It looks shorter than what it actually is. I was in between that and bangs again, and I really, really love the shag look. The bangs with the
like
70s shag.
Just show her.
Hair.
I'll send you some good pictures of Jensen's hair. Just show her that.
Yes. But I don't know. I'm still in the crisis mode. Some days I do wanna cut it, and then other days I'm looking at it, I'm like, "Oh, she's so beautiful, she's so long now," like, I've never had long hair,
Mhm.
and I've had long hair now for
I do like
years.
your maybe start with a lob, and then you can
Mhm.
always go shorter.
Yeah, that's true.
I too have a haircut on Thursday. So mine's actually
Nice.
before yours. I think we're gonna take between 4 to 6 inches off.
Mm.
So it'll still be long. Add a whole bunch of layers in because it's so heavy. I'm still good with letting her gray naturally. I'm not doing a whole lot to it. Just a little something, bring some life back to it. 'Cause we talked about something we're looking forward to this week, but is there anything that we're grateful for specifically this week?
You go first.
Okay, well, since Mercury is in the microwave,
Mhm.
I have been literally crashing out. And I'm super, super, super grateful for a husband that sees me crashing out. And when I tell him I'm crashing out and I need help, he actually helps me and will do kind things to make me
Mhm.
feel better and to help me reset. Just be like, oh, cool. Yeah, me too. We'll be in the microwave together, you know? I'm super grateful for that. He put together a little date night last weekend. And
That is so sweet.
yes, it was so super sweet. So, yeah, I'm super grateful for him and just his understanding on even though especially, I feel like with him going back to work, he physically works harder, especially in this heat. I can't
Mm.
even imagine how tired he is. But he still acknowledges that me being home with the kids can be
Mhm.
tiring and that I do deserve those breaks too. So I'm
Yeah,
super grateful for an understanding husband. What you got? What you got that you're thankful for?
I'm finding it.
You got it.
What's that? I'm finding it. It take you that long? It does. Sometimes it does. I'm grateful for Saturday. We had a surprise birthday party for my nephew, so we got to go hang out at my sister-in-law's, and that was really cool. I feel like we moved back from to be around our family, and then everybody is in such a busy season that we don't get to all stop and hang out, and it frustrates me and it makes me really sad. So I'm grateful that everybody had a chance to slow down and hang out at my sister-in-law's, and it was a really relaxing day.
Oh, I
James
love
was
that.
preoccupied in the pool and with my niece. It just a good day. I'm also grateful for yesterday. Sorry, that's 2 things.
No, do not take that back. We don't
I take it
apologize
back.
for
I take it
gratitude,
back.
okay?
Yesterday, we went to church, and we went to church actually I forgot about that.
Oh.
So my oldest brother, I'm the oldest
Mhm.
sibling, but my oldest brother invites me to church every week. I'm grateful for that, number 1. Number 2, yesterday I called him and I said, "Are you at mom's or dad's today?" And he was at my mom's. I said, "Is Brayden up?" That's my littlest brother, not littlest, youngest. And he said, "I'll check." I said, I keep meaning to invite him to church because he needs Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
well, everybody does. But I feel like a bad sister because I haven't led him to Jesus in the way that I think that I should. But he ended up coming. So we
Yay.
all went, 2 of my brothers and James, we all went to church and James sat in church. He did well. And then he had a really good day. He listened with
Oh,
like hardly any talk back. And
nice.
that
So
was like a,
you've had
yesterday was a
a
breath of
nice
fresh air.
yes, you've had a good little breather.
Yes.
Good, good.
And today's been the same way.
Just kinda chilling?
Yeah.
Good. Maybe your mercury's getting out of the
I
microwave.
hope so.
Maybe the beeping is going off.
I hope that there's a silver lining to this
I don't even
fact
know
hole.
I don't know what Mercury being in retrograde is, and
Yeah.
if I believe in it. All I know is it does seem to correlate when everybody is just going through it.
Mhm,
A little something that I'll share that I've been struggling with, because maybe somebody else has been struggling with this too,
mhm,
is I feel like I've not been able to accomplish
mhm.
much because of just stage in life that we're in,
Yeah.
like we were talking about with the bottles. I don't know if she's going through regression or what she's going through, but
Mhm.
she'll
Maybe a
eat
growth
and
spurt.
then yeah, and then she'll talk for a little bit, she'll want to play and she's just fussing, but
Mhm.
it's not time for a bottle
Yeah.
and she's sleepy. Then it's like, okay, well, now it's time to feed her again.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a
Just a
it's not a
constant
bad thing.
cycle.
Yes, and then she'll be satisfied with something for a couple minutes, and you'll get started doing something, you're like,
Mhm.
"Alright, cool, like, I'm about to get this stuff done."
Yeah.
Then it's right back to, "Well, let me just go ahead and do this now, and then I can get back to doing what I'm gonna do," and she'll be satisfied, and then we're just, again,
Mm.
doors. So I've been struggling. I feel like I'm treading through semen a little bit.
I was gonna say, how do you cope with that emotionally?
I'm not, girl. That's why I'm crashing out.
Yeah, I would
I
be the
don't
same
know.
way.
I'm just doing it. But that's where I'm staying up at night way
Mhm.
too late is coming in, is
Yep.
that because I am trying to be gracious throughout the day and spend that time with her and not get frustrated, it's causing me to fall behind in my tasks that I need to get done, like the cleaning, and where I don't mind falling behind a little bit, I don't want to get so behind that I get overwhelmed. So I end up staying up at night after everybody's went to bed and I get everything done, but then I'm just tired. But it's okay. That's just the sacrifice of just accepting, just acceptance of that's just the sacrifice I have to make to maintain the expectations I have of my household in the stage of life that I'm in right now.
And it won't last forever.
Right. And that's okay. If I've got to put in some late nights, it's not going to kill us, you know?
Yeah.
Especially with the newborn stage. Luckily, she does sleep really good at night. Yes, basically I'm just doing. I am really tired. But it's also like I would rather be tired. I'm choosing my hard. I would rather be tired and my stuff be done than to be tired and be overwhelmed when I am awake. Yeah. If that makes sense. So, anybody got any advice for me? Because I could use some. I could use just a little bit. But I think it's a nice balance. Yeah, that's what I think too. See, I'm not really sure about that. My mercury is definitely in the microwave. But
I wish I did have some advice for you because I can't make myself stay up late to get stuff done. The most I can do is a few minutes after James goes to bed to sit down and fold some laundry, watch a little TV show, and that's it. I've been staying up too late, just getting me time.
And it's that too. After everybody goes to bed, because I want to spend time with my family and I don't want to be frustrated all day because I'm not getting everything done, then not spending time with the kids and then feeling guilty when they go to bed. So I would rather struggle a little bit with the lack of sleep and be able to give them undivided attention and spend time with my husband when he's home and awake. Then after everybody goes to bed, I can, for one, uninterrupted clean and complete my task. Then if I'm still not sleepy, which a lot of times I'm not, I will sit down. Yeah. If your mercury is also in the microwave, you can comment. We're gonna just say a giant group prayer that it leaves the microwave. It's almost done radiating. But no, you're not alone. We're all crashing out, and it's just a phase. We'll make it through it, and we'll be fine. We'll be on top of our game again. I'm gonna say sooner rather than later. Anyways, what the heck are we talking about today?
We're gonna talk about homesteading. I feel like I have nothing to say on this topic anymore because Joshua ruined my life.
Crushed our hopes and dreams.
All of my future plans.
And didn't even call me first.
Literally.
I'm mad. I said I was calling him out on my first recordings we did.
Well, here we are.
I said the homesteading episode comes up. Oh, Annie's mad too. Hang on. I'm upset because we are upset that we didn't get to buy them goats from you because I would have gladly ripped you off for that price.
Honestly.
I can barely find one goat for the amount that you sold all of them for.
All of them.
And I'm out here struggling to keep my herd going. And you're out here just
out here giving them away.
Just out here giving them away. Not even to, I don't know, your adopted weirdo. God. I don't ask for much.
You don't ask for much, Joshua.
Just first dibs on good stuff.
First dibs on the homestead.
That's all.
God.
You know, I feel like I don't have a ton to talk about, but I kind of do.
Yeah.
I have plans and goals. Really I feel like this is a very big year of growth. Hopefully. Y'all are going to hear our co-host. She's happy. She's kicking around, playing, talking. I feel like this year is going to be a big year of growth. It is. As of right now, we have 7 ducks and 2 goats, 2.5. I love you. I love you. Go play. Did you send me a video the other day talking about when you start trying to spread the word of the Lord, the devil will try to make you be quiet?
Yep.
Quit using my kids. Dag up.
Yep.
Rude. Didn't even ask for a permission slip or nothing.
Nothing. He just does what he wants.
If you're listening, we just went through the dinner bedtime routine, and it was a lot. It was a witching hour. Annie, our little co-host, she really put us through it. Really glad she's asleep now.
Yeah.
And I just feel a little bit shooketh, you know? You know what I'm talking about.
They know.
With that bedtime routine. Just feel like somebody has run you over a little bit. So I'm going to let Chastity go first because we're pretty much starting the frick over. So, Chastity, what the heck are you doing with your homestead? What do you got going on?
With my homestead, well, first of all, let me find gratitude in that your husband cooked us supper tonight.
Oh, yes.
That was very kind.
I'm very thankful for
and
him. That steak was delicious. Oh
that's my favorite dinner. Steak and potatoes.
Oh, me too.
Chef's kiss.
He cooks a good steak.
He does.
Okay. I know you got chicken. And we already know Joshua sold your freaking goats.
Yeah.
All of them.
For
a very low price.
a very
a
low,
very low
low
price,
price.
and it wasn't to
Those
me,
people
and I'm
robbed him
so
blind.
sad. I know I could have robbed you
Might as well
blind.
came up behind him and knocked him out and
Just
stole the
took them for
goats,
free.
honestly. Basically.
You know what? If you're gonna do $10, you might as well just do it for free.
Basically
And
what
you
he
said
did.
somebody that was like a whole herd.
It was, it really was.
I talked to somebody that was selling a whole herd. Do you wanna know how much they were selling them for?
I do.
It was how many goats did you have?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Nanny
let's take a moment for your goats'
was
names.
oh yeah, Grid, Lily, Bellatrix, and Lily had we had one baby that died, but one of them, Bellatrix, just had another baby. So that was 4 goats.
Okay, well, they were selling 6, and I believe it was 5 nannies, or maybe I think it was maybe 2 nannies, 2 babies, and a male, and they were selling like $900.
We've already had the conversation, and it's too late to go back, but I can't
Yeah,
stop thinking
fair.
about it.
Quit
He
fueling
sold
that
them for
fire.
$250,
I
all
know.
4 of them, when one of them will sell for
Mhm.
$250.
Yeah. I mean, and that is on the higher end, 250
It
for a girl, but
is.
it's not uncommon. I feel like 150
Easily.
is affordable for a
Yeah.
female for sure. But, I'll quit fueling the fire.
So we have chickens. We got chickens in 2021. That's when we first started. What got us into homesteading was when we moved back to Middle Georgia. We lived in Metro Atlanta for a little while. But when we moved back to Middle Georgia, we were living with my in-laws, and we were just kind of figuring out what we wanted to do, but we knew for sure we wanted land. We wanted more than 2 acres. So we wrestled with the idea of buying a shed and building a tiny home, or getting an RV and living in an RV for a little while. With the RV, I said, James was 1, almost 1 at the time. And I was like, that just doesn't seem realistic for me. Like, yeah, we can spend most of our days outside. That's perfectly fine. But we also live in Georgia, 80,000 degrees outside
And
with
a literal
96%
oven.
humidity. And also, it rains
Yeah.
every now and then, you know?
Not
And
when you need it.
yeah, exactly. And I just can't imagine trying to keep a camper clean with a 1-year-old. Just didn't
It
fit for
wasn't a
me. If
fit
we were
for
gonna
you.
actually travel,
That would be
that's
different.
different. So we actually were presented the opportunity to buy our house and our property, and it really worked out all in God's plan. So we have 5 acres, almost 5 acres. We moved in that summer, and that following spring we got chickens. Then we had a couple of pigs for a while. One was slaughtered, for lack of a better word. Butchered, yeah.
Slaughtered just
I know,
sounds
slaughtered just
sloppy.
it did, and that's why I was like,
like gory.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
But it was butchered. That's
Was and I say it all the time.
This
The other one ran away when that little heifer was in heat.
we've had that happen before.
Mhm. And then we had goats, and my plan for the goats was I wanted to make goat soap and
Just a
lotion
hobby
and
or
yeah, well, trying to sell it
okay.
eventually, but then I don't know, my husband got a wild hair, but we were having a really hard
He
time.
really
Here's
did.
what happened is
It wasn't out of the blue, but it was kind of out of the blue.
yeah,
Because I was like, wait a minute.
a second, what are you
He
talking
didn't
about?
even give me a
Not a
chance.
single chance. So 2 of our goats hung themselves,
Mhm.
basically, getting stuck in the tree. And one one of our nannies had a baby, the baby died, and the mama almost died, but she didn't, she pulled through. That was just really hard. So when Bellatrix had her baby, we had the baby for, like, a week or so. I mean, a baby, and he was like, "I'm just done with the goats. They're expensive. They keep dying. I'm just done with them." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "No, please, no."
Mm.
And he got rid of them. So he did it. He didn't give me an opportunity. He just told me what was gonna happen, and I mean,
And
honestly, we love that. We love a good leader.
yes, but
I guess that's
dang.
why he didn't give me a chance, 'cause
Mhm.
we would still have goats for
Yeah.
sure.
How did y'all get introduced into the homestead lifestyle? Is it more of a hobby or I feel like we both probably feel we are only hobby doing it right now,
Mhm.
but what is your ultimate goal? How did you get into it? Why do it versus just buying the stuff at the store? What's your why about choosing the homestead lifestyle? Because, like you said, there's definite hard parts about it where you
Mhm.
have deaths or the money goes in and you're not getting nothing out. And
Mhm.
so, what for you makes it worth doing?
For me, with chickens and eggs, I
Mhm.
know that eggs that you buy in the store don't come from great places. The
If
chickens are not free range, and I don't care grass-fed, free
you
range.
know how I
They're
live under
not
a
free
rock, I
range.
thought you were about to tell me those eggs didn't come from chickens, and I was like, oh my gosh. I know I live under a rock and I say to myself, but Lord, I have not heard about the fake eggs at the store. Whew. I wasn't ready to go down that road tonight. Oh my goodness.
You're so relieved. You're
Yeah.
like, "Oh my
I
gosh."
was like, oh. Man.
No, just that they say cage free and free
Mhm.
range, but they're
Well, you
still
can look at them when you crack, because right now we just have store-bought ones, nothing we
mhm,
have is laying anything, but
mhm,
you can look at the yolk and tell the difference in the color too,
mhm,
and the taste is not crazy off, but I feel like it's just more in depth or richer maybe.
mhm. From our
From
chickens
the
is
yeah,
richer,
from
mhm.
yes, from your homebred chickens, I don't know what you call that's not right.
Our actual free range chickens. Yeah. So when we were looking at buying land, Joshua watches a lot of YouTube, and oh my gosh, now I'm not gonna be able to remember
I'm gonna go on my YouTube and
the
find, because there's
YouTube
a couple
channel.
creators, and I know if you're in the homesteading world, you're probably very familiar with
Mhm.
the one that we used to watch.
It was this one guy. Of course, he had a whole family, but mostly he would be actually doing the YouTube channel.
Is it Justin Rhodes?
No, but that one does sound familiar.
I like him a lot.
Um, I really wish I could should have looked it up before we started. So
Yeah.
Joshua started watching more homesteading YouTube channels. Um, One that comes to mind is Homesteady,
Okay.
and it's just a guy and his family, and they homestead, and they have goats, and I'm pretty sure they have cows. We haven't watched them in a while, but back in 2020, of course,
Mhm. Was this
was
around the time no, COVID wasn't around
no,
yet.
this was
This was okay,
in
this
COVID.
was
This
COVID,
was
everybody was getting into
April,
homesteading.
May, June.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess that's what kinda made us wanting to get away from people and
I feel like it was a big eye opener for everybody, even people
mhm.
in apartments. You seen we're trying to grow peppers on their balconies,
Yeah.
and I think it was an eye opener to
The store
how
sold out of everything
mhm,
and,
how little we know how to actually provide for ourselves. I think
yes.
is it was a big awakener on that.
Yep, that was a bit that had something to do with it and just being able to be self-reliable.
Would you say you're still at the same place goal-wise, or has that kinda evolved over the years? Do you feel like you and Joshua are on the same page with it when y'all first started? What's your dynamic look like now 5 years later?
God, it has been 5
It doesn't
years.
feel like it, but
I feel like recently we went backwards with getting rid of the goats and
mhm.
but here's the thing, Joshua did an amazing garden this year, and I have preserved none,
Oh,
and I
no.
feel terrible, but I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
"Ugh."
What have y'all
So,
been has it just been out there rotten, or have you been getting it, not using
getting
it?
it, not using it.
That's a little bit better than letting it just sit there on the vine.
Yeah,
And
we get it and we don't use it, and that's my fault because 'cause I'm the one that's supposed to be cooking and preserving everything, but, I don't we have a lot of tomatoes and peppers, both green bell peppers and jalapenos, and we did some corn.
5 years.
5 years having a garden, not doing anything with it. So, yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now is just having chickens, and we have our garden every year, and Joshua is gonna plant a fall garden probably. I really need to start helping him with it, to be honest.
It'd be bonding.
Yeah, I've really not done what I needed to do with the garden, and
It's hot, it
so
is
hot,
miserable.
and
We yeah,
that's not an excuse.
I mean,
People do stuff in the hot all
yes,
the
of
time,
course.
but I would like in the future I would really love a cow. I'd really love a milking cow, but that is a lot of
A lot
responsibility.
of time, I think.
Mhm. Because like, you can't go on vacation because you
Mm-mm.
gotta milk them. My hopes for the future is to get a cow. I would really love a dairy cow, but that's just too much responsibility at this point,
Yeah.
and Joshua really wants to travel when he's done with his nursing degree at some point, like,
Okay.
go on more vacations
Yeah.
and just
We
travel.
could even do travel nursing and make
Mhm.
y'all travel with him.
Yeah, he has said that, especially
Do your homeschool.
no,
Y'all could camper and homeschool and
no,
travel
girl,
around.
no, girl. I
I mean, don't go
uh,
too far, but
4 years ago, I would have said yes, but now
yeah.
that I've found teaching and I'm working on my degree,
She's not teaching language arts.
obviously not ELA. Actually, I
Kinda.
am. Yeah, working on my degree, and I wouldn't wanna I don't know, me and James just don't G-haul like that to be able to homeschool.
Yeah. I feel you. It's
Um, but definitely during the summer when we're off, and thankfully working at the school that I do, we do get long breaks for summer. So I think that would be nice, but at least a cow that we could butcher would be nice to put meat in the freezer.
I've talked about with the property that we have that we're not using right now,
Mhm,
I've talked about getting to look into and see if it would even be worth it for us to put a cow on there to
mhm,
butcher, but we do not live near that property.
mhm.
It would be somebody else having to feed it,
Yeah,
which would be fine. We could, like, trade out meat or something, but that's just a lot, and it's the looking to see if it would be worth it,
yeah,
but I'm very interested in it because I hate going to the grocery store.
yeah. That's the thing for me is I know that the meat from there, it can come from other countries,
Mm,
and just because it says it's in the
mhm.
USA doesn't mean that it didn't come from another country.
I guess that's one of my biggest reasons we got into it was because I don't love the idea. If we had better quality food,
Mhm.
I might not would mind paying the price.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's not that much cheaper at home once you look into the feed and everything
Mhm.
else. You aren't coming out significantly cheaper, but I think you might get more for the same amount
Mhm.
price-wise, and you know what's going into your food, you know what's going into
Exactly.
your body, and
Mhm.
that's what's super important to me.
And you know how the animal's treated.
Yes, happy animals taste better.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's not a small act for an animal to give their life and
Mm-mm.
us eat them
Mm.
to provide us nutrients. That's a big sacrifice in my opinion, even if they are just an animal.
Mm.
I believe God values every life,
Mhm.
big or small.
Yeah.
So we've always tried to make sure that we're extra respectful when we
Mhm.
do process animals. We'll pray over them before
Yeah.
because I don't know. I just want to respect the sacrifice that they're
Absolutely.
making and the fact that we are taking life and that is wrong to a certain
Mhm.
extent. So
Mhm.
I've always tried to be big on that part of it. But
Yeah.
I would say we probably got into it around the same time. It was
Mhm.
definitely once we bought our house here. We have right under 2 acres. So
Mhm.
we don't have as big of a property.
But that's about all we use, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
that's true. It's definitely enough to work with and enough to manage for the stage of life we're in right now
Yeah.
for sure. Maybe as the kids got older or something,
Mhm.
we could do more, but I
Right.
don't even think if we had more, like you said, y'all don't really use it.
Yeah.
I don't think that right now would be a time where we could utilize
Mm.
5 acres.
Right.
Ultimately, I think I would want 5 to 10,
Yes.
but
Love
only
more.
5 of it would probably be used, and then the
Mhm.
other 5 would probably be just wooded area. Paths and
Exactly.
trails
Mhm.
would be ideal
Yeah.
in the mountains.
Stop trying to move further away from me.
I know. The mountains is I think I just want a vacation to the mountains. I need to just go.
Let's do it.
Girl, girl, you saying it to the wrong one. I'm ready. Ready to jump ship.
So, what do you enjoy and what do you hate about homesteading?
I really enjoy most of it, to be completely honest. I enjoy going outside and working, even in the heat.
Mhm.
Uh, Obviously, I don't want to be out in this heat, and
Mhm.
we have a heat advisory right now. It is
Mhm.
hot. So, obviously, I don't enjoy the extreme climates.
Mhm.
But, there's something about at the end of the day when you've worked outside and had your hands in the dirt, you feel very accomplished and your body's
Well,
worked
it's supposed
hard,
to do.
you've worked hard, you've had a
Mhm.
big accomplishment, and you feel really good. It's almost like
Yeah.
at the end of a beach day, it's almost that same
Oh,
feeling for
yeah.
me. Like whenever you're sunburnt at the beach
Mhm.
and
You
you're
go
going
out
out
to
to eat and all
eat.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that feeling is almost the same for when I've worked outside with the animals or the garden all day. So
Oh.
it's super great for my mental health. The downside and the part I probably hate the most is it is not an instant gratification
Mm-mm.
thing, and I unfortunately really want instant
Oh, yeah.
gratification. I guess having little kids, at least the time flies. When we first went into the goats, I don't remember if it was while I was pregnant with August or right after we had him,
Mm.
but it's been almost 2 years, give or take, and I wanted to be milking goats within 6 months. I thought that I would just buy older ones. I bought two younger ones and I bought two older ones. I thought the older one pregnant
Yeah.
immediately and
Mhm.
spit out a kid, and I could
Yeah.
get to milking and we'd be milk sufficient
Yep.
in 6 months.
Just kidding.
Yeah, no. Here we are, two
Mhm.
years later. We started off with four, and pretty much they trickled down
Mhm.
to one. And
Mhm.
now we're back to two. It was a lot. That's the hard part is the trial and error, not having that instant gratification. And unfortunately, with the trial and error, you do have to deal with animals passing for either health reasons or, like you said, you had a goat head out all on its own
Yep.
volition.
Took a
um,
forever nap.
yeah, it
It's bad.
just that part it is common, and for me, I will not have an animal that does not have a purpose in
Mhm.
mind. I will not
That's Joshua
even
too.
even our dogs, like I love them to death. We love them. They're our babies, but they do provide us with protection for the house. They do provide us with something.
Mhm.
Sammy, he knows I'm talking about him.
It's comedic relief.
Sammy is comedic relief. If you've ever seen Homeward Bound,
Uh-huh.
Chance, that
Yeah.
is Sammy. He's our vacuum. He really earns his keep being my
Mhm.
vacuum. But I'm not putting an animal on this property that does not have some sort of benefit. So the goats, like you said, you were going to use them for dairy, and
Mhm.
I am interested in that. But I'm more interested in. I really would love to see how self-sufficient we could get with our food. I would
Mhm.
love to be able to produce most of our meat and produce,
Mhm.
eggs, cheese, yogurt. I mean, all of that stuff you can produce at home, and it's healthier.
It's so much better for you.
It's so much better for you, and then you're not having to go to the grocery
Mm.
store. Realistically, I cannot produce everything here at the house, but I would love to be able to be as self-sufficient as possible and then have a good quality outsource with the money we are saving from not having to go to the grocery store. That is my goal. And then it's just a bonus that we will have learned how to be self-sufficient. Not that I think anything's going to happen, but if it does,
No.
it's better to have it and not use it than
Yep.
to need it and not have it.
Right.
That's how I feel about that. I'm definitely nowhere near prepping it, and we definitely enjoy our Taco Bell.
For sure.
I am nowhere near my goals, but just talking goals right now, that's where I'm at. But right now, all we really have are goats and ducks. We've done chickens, we've had quail, and we had wild boars for a little bit, like the
Yeah.
babies. We just happened to come across those by
Mhm.
coinky dink. And we would raise them, and the idea was to raise them and butcher them, and we did. We only had 3 or 4, we butchered them, but it wasn't worth it. They don't get as big as they do out in the wild. Then they would wanna get out, and
Yeah.
that's not really something you want getting out near your
No.
house. Like, with the chickens, they were for the eggs and the meat. We've only processed 1 round of chickens, but I did not mind it, and we don't have a is it a plucker?
Yeah.
We didn't have a plucker, and everybody's like, "I hated that part." Like, "If you don't have a plucker, it's not worth it." I actually liked it.
Did you?
Yeah, I found it satisfying. Coda has decided that he wants chickens, so
Yeah.
he's working on building us a bird run
Mhm.
for the ducks and the chickens, which is kind of controversial to keep them together.
Yeah.
So not super sure what we're doing with that yet. I know it is possible, and we don't have
Mhm.
any boy ducks,
Okay.
so I'm
I
trying to
think
debate that
I
a
think
little
the
bit.
only controversy
I think it's the reproductive system.
yeah.
So where I was kind of hoping to be able to do baby ducks, we may be doing baby chicken because I don't think that would cause a problem.
Yeah.
But right now we have the 2 goats and Penny is pregnant, hopefully due in October.
Mhm.
I've got to educate myself so much on that. I feel like I don't know anything. Part of me feels like I've seen other people say to just let them do it and, that's how they would do it out
That's what we did.
naturally, that kind of
Mhm.
thing. Then other people say have this medicine cabinet stocked up and
Right.
give them this and this and this and this afterwards to help them build it back. And I don't mind to do some of that, but realistically, I can't put a ton of money. We're not doing this for a hobby. I
Mhm.
can't shove a whole bunch of money into
Right.
something that has not brought forth any benefits yet,
Correct.
realistically.
Yeah.
So I've got to educate myself on that. Any tips would be lovely. I
Uh,
need to reach out to some people.
that's what we did. We just let the goats do what they
They just
would.
did it.
The last one that was born, I just walked out there one day and heard something, and I was like, "What in the world?" I kept thinking she was pregnant, and then it kept looking like she was getting skinnier, and her teats would be big one day and small the next day, and I'm like, "Well, I don't know. Maybe she's not." Like, whatever. And then I walk out there one day, and I just hear the little and
We are so excited for a baby
oh
goat.
my gosh, it is so exciting when that baby goat gets here, but, we just let them do what they would.
Mhm.
The other one, the baby that died, what I think happened was, um, I separated them because Bellatrix was being mean to the baby, like, she was headbutting him, and, so I separated them, and, um, I separated them into a pen that was smaller, and I
Mhm.
really maybe should have just separated her
Okay.
instead of him, but I also was afraid of a coyote or
Mhm.
something coming and getting the baby because it's fenced in.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure a coyote could probably
Yeah.
clear that fence. We have a little panel and it's like, I don't know, a half acre, acre that's
Mhm.
all fenced in, and I just was afraid of the baby getting that. Well, they were in too small of a pen and they weren't there for long, but they ended up both getting parasites. And so she quit feeding him as much. So we were having to bottle feed. Then we had to give medication, and the baby ended up dying, mama ended up surviving, but it was a few weeks of nursing her back to health,
And
and
it's a lot of work.
we were in school at
Demands
the
of
time.
daily your job, your roles of being a wife, a mom, job, whatever that may be. You've still gotta come home and be prepared to take care of the animals, whether it's snowing,
Yeah,
rain,
mhm.
midnight,
Yep, yep.
5 in the morning.
It was
They're
probably
still
like
gonna
10 o'clock when I moved them
mhm.
after the baby was
Yeah,
born.
they still depend on you
Yeah,
to do it, whether it's dark. They're out there and they're just as important as what's going on in your home.
right.
I think that's a big thing to note and consider if you're wanting to get into homesteading in any
Mhm,
degree is that regardless of the conditions or moment in life that you're in, you still have to feed and take care of
mhm.
your animals. We
It's a lot of
also,
commitment.
yes, a lot of commitment. And we also ran into that problem with the 2 small fence and them getting sick with the parasites. What happens is they become anemic,
Mhm,
from my understanding.
exactly, yep.
We didn't understand what was going on. The pen we had them in, we thought was a decent sized
Mhm.
pen, and we've seen other people have goats, in
Mhm.
that size pen, so we didn't think nothing about it. I have no idea on the dimensions, could not
Mhm.
tell you,
Yeah.
but we thought it was a decent size,
Mhm.
and it turns out it was not.
See.
So we gave them hay and feed every day, and they would also free range
Mhm.
whenever we would be outside playing.
Yeah.
So we thought they were good. I did not check their FOMACHA as I should have. I was checking it periodically.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was as important to check it literally every single day, or I think bare minimum it's like once a week.
Mm.
But I just honestly didn't think about it. I just thought they were vibing out there and they
Yeah.
seemed fine.
That's the thing with
Excuse
goats
me.
is it can go south fast.
Very fast. And
Mhm.
once they're there, it's dang near impossible to bring them
Mhm.
back. Basically, our goats were just trickling off one by one.
Mhm.
And one would get sick and die, and then we would give them the iron shots, we'd give them the B12, we would worm them. We did all the stuff that we thought we were supposed to be doing,
Mhm.
and it would get them just healthy enough, basically, to a few more months would go by or 6 months would go by, then another one would die. So we'd do it all again, and we were
Yeah.
like, "Okay, we don't
Mhm.
understand what's going on here."
Mhm.
Finally, after our boy, little Joe, died a couple
Mhm.
months back, we did some more research, and we found out that the wormer we were using was basically ineffective.
Mhm.
So it wasn't helping any. We were
Yeah.
basically just giving them enough to keep them alive, but we
Mhm.
didn't know that. And that was something that I really struggled with because I felt so bad. I felt so guilty. Um, and that was when little Joe died. We come to the crossroad of, do we continue? It's been 2 years. We've had nothing. We're feeding them every month. I do trim their hoofs, so we don't have that expense. But
Mhm.
do we keep putting this money into them to eventually have the reward of being self sufficient with milk, dairy, butter? Or do we get out of it and maybe come back to it at another time when we don't have small kids
Right.
or we have more land or whatever? And we had a feeling Penny was pregnant at the time, but we weren't for sure. So I told Coda, let's just keep at it for a couple more months, see where she's at if she is pregnant, because I hated to sell her and then find out she was pregnant. We were so close to our goal, but we were impatient,
Yeah.
so we lost it.
Right.
So let's just keep going a little bit longer. We ended up getting Joey. That is the male that we have now. And I
Mhm.
think it'll work out nicely because hopefully she will have a girl and he will not have any relation to him or the baby or Penny. And she may be able to go one more season, but she may have to be retired. I'm really not sure. We'll just
Right.
have to kind of see where this goes. This will be our first kidding season with her,
Mm.
but she is older. I believe she'd be around 4 or 5 now.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna have to see. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it. I have till October to educate myself.
Right.
Hopefully she can go one more time. That way we can be set up for next go around
Mhm.
and the next one.
Yeah.
But we shall see. And I would love to get another female goat and have her bred as well, just to kind of set up the seasons to stagger where we always have a goat that is in milk.
Mhm.
But really, we would only need one goat in milk. I think that having more than one would be a lot, or I would have to really be able to output it.
Mm.
I am excited about that, and it feels like it's coming together.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we did have a scare the other day. Our boy, his FOMACHA got low, and I was like, "Oh man, here
Here we
we
go.
go." It's so much gut wrenching.
Mm.
Then having kids that, I mean, our kids are involved in our homestead, and she helps
Mhm.
with the home chores and taking care of them. So they unfortunately end up witnessing when an
Mhm.
animal gets sick or when they die.
Mhm.
They're not just going outside and being like, "I don't notice that
Right.
one's gone."
Yeah.
So that
It can also be
downside, I would
good for
say.
them, like
Yeah,
educational.
yes,
It is a fact of life and
I think it is a way to almost come to terms with it or see
mhm.
it in not such a serious, I don't wanna say serious, but
Mhm.
in a smaller scale, I
Mhm.
guess is what I would say. I did see an article about this family at Homestead, and they had to go find a
Like mine got
better.
caught on a vine. Mhm.
So, basically had an accidental passing like
Mhm.
that. We very much had to learn that hard lesson as well, and we've learned a lot within just the last 6 months, honestly, with our goats, and I feel like we're on a good track to hopefully having an established herd after, I don't know, 2 years,
Yeah.
and getting closer to our goal with that.
Good.
Coda did ask me, he was like, "Do you really think we're gonna have time to milk a goat?" I was like, "Well, we're gonna."
Gonna have to.
It's just one of those things. I think that mindset is, yes, have grace for yourself in the trial and error season because for us, that's how we learn. I know a lot of people do read books and this and third, and we should. But
A lot of research. I'm
truly,
not a researcher
right
either.
now, yeah,
I just do it
I
and
have
get
a,
it done.
I'm very hands on trial
Mhm.
and error. I would love to talk to people and learn that way. I can do
Mhm.
videos, but I can't sit down and read a book and unfortunately comprehend it. right now at this point in life. But it's just one of those things I think you have to decide how bad you want it and commit to doing it. Treat it basically like how you would treat parenting on a hard day is you still have to do it and committing to putting your efforts into it. Our other biggest thing that we're really working on, or I would love to focus on this year, is our garden. We did a pretty big garden right after I had Jensen, I think, or maybe the year after having Jensen. We had a really nice garden. Then we took a break and we didn't have one for 2 years. Now we very much chaos gardened. We planned it out and I was right at the end of my pregnancy. So I, for one, just got too huge and just didn't do it. I did it up until like
You
8.5 months.
You were
I
out
was big.
there.
I was out there tilling the garden, planting them
Mhm.
seeds. Bending over was
Yep.
killing me. So I kind of gave up, not gonna lie. I went into postpartum from the C-section and couldn't be out there doing anything.
Right.
Dakota, he did do some of it, but I mean, he was doing everything he could to keep on top of the
Everything
animals, the
else.
house, the
Mhm.
plants.
Right.
So we both just kind of neglected it up until recently, and now we're back on top of it. And all of our seed packets said we could plant until July, so we
Yeah.
weren't that far off. Most of them said May or June, and I
Well
was like, do you know what? In my opinion, Georgia's not that much different in May or June, so let's just do it. We've already bought them.
Yep.
Whatever happens, happens. We're
Yeah.
just gonna throw it in the dirt.
I do feel like we have a
And
longer growing season
yes, we
because
certainly
it's just
do.
hot,
We
even up
can
to
grow
November.
pretty much year round.
Mhm.
You just have to start catering or you just have to start
Sowing the seeds.
for more cold hardy plants.
Yep. Like
But I think
broccoli,
like a
lettuce.
lot of your dark leafy greens
Mhm.
during the fall and the winter. I didn't want to not do it. Even if it didn't work out with us just chaos garden and throwing them in the ground, I just wanted to try it. So right now, successfully had watermelons, mini watermelons, but they were delicious. And I
Yeah,
don't even
they
eat
were.
watermelons. So
Yeah.
they were good. I had those grow and I did have okra grow. I really didn't harvest it. The ants got to it.
Yeah.
And I was really upset about that, to be
Mhm.
honest. And then they all were going very not together. The last time I grew okra, it was almost like they coordinated, and
Mhm.
they would all just be ready at the same time. So I could go and harvest them all,
Uh-huh.
eat them, go back a couple days later, harvest more, eat
Yeah.
them. But these were not working together. One
Uh-huh.
would be ready, and I didn't want to pick just one. So when they were all ready, they were too ready.
Yeah, they were woody.
And yes,
Mhm.
and you can't eat that. You choke.
Yep.
So I just gave them to the goats, and I don't know if they ate them or not, to be honest. But I was like, yeah.
Somebody had to.
That was the only things that grew out of what I planted before I had Annie. Everything
Mhm.
else didn't really do anything. But watermelon and okra, we had that, and we got all of that taken out, and recently had put down corn, beans, squash. I have a whole pumpkin garden with like 5 different varieties, and I legit tilled it up and just threw pumpkin seeds, mixed them up, a chaos garden.
Yeah.
I was like, we're just gonna see what happens.
We need to put our pumpkins in the ground.
I love doing pumpkins because I love doing the puree for pies.
Mhm.
I really want to try a pumpkin soup this year. I've never
I do
had
too.
one, and I really want to try
Well,
one.
I wanna try the butternut squash soup.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I did finally transfer the peppers into the ground, and we still have some of those hanging on. We still have some tomatoes hanging on. I don't have high hopes. I don't think that's going anywhere, but
Mhm.
they're still hanging on. And cucumber. That may be it. Cucumber, squash, beans, corn, peppers, and tomatoes.
Mhm.
And then I planted 2 semicircles in our yard that kind of face the roads. The idea is so that it looks like a fence almost of flowers.
Yeah.
And I planted 2 different sunflower varieties. One gets taller than the other.
Mhm.
I mixed in morning glories with them, so hopefully it
Oh.
will vine up.
Yeah.
Sadly, I'm not seeing much growth yet, and
Yeah.
I'm getting a little nervous. One of the semicircles does have blooms, and
Mhm.
I can see something growing, but I haven't seen any sunflowers yet, so I'm a little nervous, and
Yeah.
I have not watered them properly.
Oh,
So that
well.
may be why.
Yeah.
But sunflowers are also pretty hardy, so I'm
Mhm.
hoping maybe they're just taking a while because everything else come up really quickly.
Mhm.
Before it should have come up. We had a whole bunch of rain, so I'm assuming that's why, and I'm still holding out for my sunflowers.
Mhm.
But my goal is to really get the garden plots established this year,
Mhm.
and hopefully this coming up spring have a really nice. Because I want it to be pretty too. I want it to be aesthetically pleasing so that
Mhm.
I want to spend time out there in
Yeah.
it. I want to be able to go and take the kids, just be like, let's go eat lunch in the garden.
Mm.
Or, we're starting homeschool this year. So be able to go out there and have
Yeah.
lessons. And you can do
Mhm.
it with it being ugly, but I don't know. Just something
Something about
about
it being pretty.
being that makes you want to spend time out there. And that leads me into pretty much the only other thing that we're doing right now, or that we have right now, is the goat. Not the goats. We talked enough about them. The ducks. I
Mhm.
decided to get over the winter.
Mhm.
And my friend Mackenzie has ducks, and she's had them for a couple years now. She's had 2, and she had a little trial and error with them. So me and her talked about them, and she brought me some eggs to try because apparently some people don't like duck
I
eggs.
do
That's a
not.
thing. Okay, I don't taste any difference. They're
It's
bigger.
they have a
That's
different
so crazy
texture.
to me. I'm gonna have to have her bring me some more so I can, because I didn't really pay attention. I don't see a difference besides they're bigger, but she was like, "Make sure." So
Mhm.
we did that, and they're just so cute. And then Tractor Supply got me, of course.
Uh-huh, as they
Mm,
always do every year.
I brought home 2, then I went back and brought home another 2. So
Mhm.
we had 4. No, no, no. We brought home 2 from Tractor Supply. Then I got on that Facebook page that it's just a buy and sell
Mhm.
farm animals.
Yeah.
Ugh, ugh, I
I
gotta stay
stay
off
off
of that
I
place.
stay off.
Stay on them. That's my problem. But then I bought 2 from a girl on there and a goose. Ended up having my goose die first, and I was so sad about that.
Mhm.
His name was Goose. I
Aw.
still want another one because they're supposed to be really good
Yes.
protectors.
Mhm.
So I would like another one of them. We had those 4 for a few months. They were probably getting up on
Mm.
4 months or so. They were out on their own and they would free range. Then we had a really, really, really bad week. Just one week took out my whole flock.
Mm.
That was not fun. We had to rebuild from there, and I started out with 4 again. I kept those 4 alive, and I was like, "You know what? I need some diversity. I need some color in my flock."
Mhm.
And we ended up getting, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's I can see the way it's spelled. It's Caguya.
Cayuga.
Yeah.
Cayuga.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're that
Yep, I love those.
and Pekin
Mhm.
and Harley Welsh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Harlem Welsh.
Okay, they're those 3 mix, but they're
Mhm.
really pretty.
They're
They're black and
beautiful.
white, speckled. Oh, it
Mhm.
reflects rain and purple. It's so pretty.
Yes.
They are just gorgeous. And now I really want some runner ducks, some of the tan runner ducks.
Yeah.
Because I have 7, okay? That's just a weird number, so I think I need 10.
You need 3 more.
Yes, get
Mhm.
3 more different colored ones, and then I'll have just this colorful little flock.
Yeah.
But they are for eggs, and I was gonna say meat, but if we're gonna do chickens, we'll have the chickens for meat
Yeah.
because
I don't know if I could do
they'll be
duck.
easier to have.
It's
I do
probably
not do any of the butchering process that sends them to meet Jesus. I cannot do that. That is my husband's job,
yeah. Well, it always
and
does it, but I'm standing right there.
I have had to hold the feet and just turn my head.
Mhm.
That makes me feel really bad. I
Yep.
don't enjoy
I've had
doing
to do
that.
that.
Like
Yeah.
I said, I pray over all my animals so that
Mhm.
so that it removes at least some of
For
the
sure.
sadness and guilt that
Yeah.
I feel for being a part of it.
Mhm. We prayed over the whole chicken tractor
Yes.
last time we
Yep.
did it. Mhm.
Yep. I stood there and just made them talk
Yeah,
for
Josh
a
opened
second.
it. I said, "Pause. Let's pray for these
Mhm.
chickens right now."
And it has actually been proven. There are studies that have shown if you raise your animals and you treat them well and they are happy animals, that they truly do taste better because they're
Yeah.
not producing the stress hormones
Right.
and all that cortisol that's going into your meat, and then you're
And then
consuming it.
you're happy.
That can't be great for you either.
No.
So that's another big plus of raising your own. That's pretty much all we're doing right now. I haven't been able to justify starting anything else. We contemplated rabbits,
Mhm.
and I said we want to get some chickens, but that's been about it. When we talked about getting all the goats, I was like, what can we put in that pen, make that work? And pigs are just not really ideal for our acreage,
Mhm.
our property. We just don't have the fencing they would need. We've had problems with them rooting out and that kind of thing. But we did start using the Premier One fencing, and I really like that.
Yeah.
It's just the one that we bought is not strong enough
Mhm.
for
A
a
pig.
pig because
Yeah.
they're very headstrong.
They are, because mine, when she was in heat, she busted straight through our
Yeah,
electric,
they
like,
don't
straight
care.
up electric fence.
We don't have enough for a cow,
Mhm.
and if even if we did put a cow on it, our yard would just be covered in cow poop, and it would just
Uh-huh.
not be, that's not what I'm looking for. So, I try to basically, can we use it for meat? What can we use it for before I bring it home?
Yeah.
And if I can't justify it, then I try not to bring it home.
Mhm.
I would love some peacocks. Yeah, I think they're just so pretty. I would love an no, 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 no. I don't want an emu. He wants me to have
Gosh.
an emu so bad, but they
No,
freak
they
me out.
freak me.
I feel like I would have to throw hands
Mhm.
with an emu, and I'm not interested in having to fight an emu while
Mm.
getting
That's a
3 children
giant
out of the
dinosaur.
car. No, thank you.
Mhm.
No. No,
Mhm.
no, 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 no.
I'm pretty sure Brandy wants an emu as well
I
because
think
she has all the
I'd
ducks
have to
and
shoot it.
geese and chickens as well. Yeah, she wants an emu, and I'm like, "Mm-mm, could
Yeah.
never be me."
Mm-mm. Mm-mm, mm-mm. No, thank you. Coda wants an emu. He really does. That's not. I'm just not
Have you
interested.
seen the one on TikTok, Karen?
I think so.
Where she has to, like, hold her hand
Yes,
up and it's like
yes. And imagine 3 kids.
no, he was
I would
already
end up
scared
shooting
enough of
it.
the chickens.
Yeah.
Our rooster back in the day terrorized him.
I remember that.
Mhm.
Yeah. But basically, my goals for the year are just focusing on the garden, really getting the herd established,
Mhm.
and finishing up the chickens and the ducks. I do have a creek that needs to be dug out so that will actually hold water.
Yeah.
We're gonna put that out and say that is going to get fixed this year.
So
But
here's what we did. We have a pond that would not hold water, and that's what Joshua got the pigs for. We put the pigs in the
shut up.
pond. We put the electric fence around the pond, and the
Ooh,
pigs, they're rooting. I don't know how because they
yeah,
root
no, that
stuff
makes
up,
sense.
but then they stamp it down, and it makes it harder, I guess.
We need to dig about 3 foot deeper. You think they could do that?
Probably. You just have to put an electric fence around the creek. I mean, I don't know how big the creek is,
I
but
can do that.
yeah. Our pond is about, I don't know, I'm really bad at size.
Dimensions.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
dimensions.
too.
It might be a half-acre pond.
Okay. Well, our
Maybe a
creek, I mean,
acre
it's not
pond.
super big at all. But that's a thought. Okay. Noted.
And it worked. It's holding its water a lot better now. We just have to get the water moving.
Okay.
Mosquitoes will get the heck on out of there.
Yeah, because y'all have dinosaur mosquitoes.
Literally will carry us away.
But yes, I would love to have the creek for the duck. So that's a really good idea. I'm gonna have to look into that more.
Yep.
Now I can justify pigs, I guess.
Yes, now you can justify pigs.
Because we go through some bacon. Listen, I'm not interested in necessarily doing pigs forever, but to be able to serve that purpose, and then we could butcher for meat for 2 really good reasons.
Yep.
I like that. I like that a lot. Putting a pin in that. The other thing, so the creek, yes, it would be for the ducks, but it's big enough to where we could probably put some sort of fish in it to be able to fish for meat as well. Like
Joshua wants to do the
just
same thing.
casually.
Yep.
But it flows into our neighbor's pond, and they have a big catfish pond. So they made their pond.
Yeah.
So we talked to them, and that's how much they had to dig. Or that's how much he said that we needed to dig out for it to be able to hold that water. I was like, say less. But the other problem is we know a couple people with I don't know. I'm literally just a girl. But an excavator, a tractor, a bulldozer, I don't know.
Excavator.
Backhoe. Just one of those heavy machineries that I could not drive. We know people with them, but the problem is the side of the creek that is accessible is pretty steep. And it does stay wet and muddy. So even if you did get something down in there, it's going to get stuck. And then you're going to have to get it out of that steep hill. But then the other side is low. And that's why it needs to be dug down, because it's so low it can't fill up on that side to hold more water. So that's a really good idea. I'm writing that down. But that's where I'm at and where I want to focus on being for this year, a little at a time. My goal is to eventually not have to go to the grocery store and be able to ethically outsource what we can't produce, to be able to say that we know how to do it, and because I think it is very important what we put into our body. Though I need to work on that right now.
We said we do still love our Taco Bell.
Essentially, I would love to get to the point where I cook my own healthy Taco Bell at home.
Right.
I'm just not there yet. But this is a work in progress.
It does taste so much better at Taco Bell, though.
Still Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell.
I do too. It's something about their sour cream is so doggone
Yes,
good.
it is so good. If you work at Taco Bell, please
give us the secret.
Just tell me. Tell me.
Just bring me a tub of that sour cream.
I mean, can we buy it? I love a good Baja Blast. I love Baja.
Yes.
Now, I do get the diet.
Ew.
And it's not as good. It's
Ew.
not. It's not. But a crispy Diet Mountain Dew. I don't like Mountain Dew unless it is from Taco Bell.
I'm hyped up on Mountain Dew.
Do you know how many carbs are in a Baja Blast? I cannot let you live any longer without telling you, because I was flabbergasted. To be completely frank, I don't remember if it was the sugar or the carbs, but either way, it was so high. It was like 76 grams.
That sounds about right.
But that's basically 80 grams. Think about how much protein 80 grams is. Now think about how much sugar. I don't know. That just
disgusted me.
Yeah.
I told Joshua a few weeks ago,
it helps me be more mindful.
I am so mad at myself that I started reading labels. I hate it. I'm like, doggone it. I just want to be ignorance is bliss.
It truly
But it's not really, because we're getting cancer. There was a point where I was just living on Code Red and Slim Jims. I'm not sure.
That sounds like Coda. He was like, that is the best meal. I love how we went from
Slim Jim and Mountain Dew.
This is where I want to be and be self-sufficient, and my
now we're on
God, a Baja Blast.
I try not to drink. I definitely don't drink Mountain Dew as much as I used to, but
We're trying to be better.
sometimes it calls my that radioactive just
Mhm.
glows at me from the little
That's all
at the
you're
cash
doing.
register, you know?
If that's all you're doing, every once in a while, balance.
Guess
We
so.
live in
Until
2026
that
for a reason, I
cancer
guess.
it's 2025.
Yeah, well, we
You
are.
might be living in
Yes, and I just know the end of summer's here, and then it's like holidays
basically, it's the holidays,
and New
tomorrow's
Year's.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm trying to figure out
that
what my
does
New
feel
Year's
like that.
resolution is for 2026. All right, all right.
That
We're not
episode will
gonna
be
get. Where are you going, or have you answered that?
I did not answer what I enjoy and what I hate about it. I'll start with what I hate about it first. What I hate about homesteading, obviously the animals dying.
It
That's
sucks.
hard. It gets easier a little bit, especially with the
I think
chickens.
if you detach, yeah,
Yeah, because
birds are. I'd never attach to a
sometimes
bird.
you walk out there and you're like, ugh, again, and then you
Oh,
just
I
dispose of it now. I used to get
yeah.
super sad.
Ooh,
And
should I say Cutter doesn't even bury them anymore. I
we don't
think
either. We
he's
just throw
just
them in the
throwing them out the
woods.
woods. I feel so bad about that.
Yeah.
Listen, we have big
Mhm.
old oak trees out in our yard. Do you know how
Mhm.
hard it is to dig a
Mhm.
hole?
Mhm.
Bury.
Well, I'm pretty sure my neighbor's
Do you know how
dog
easy it is,
dug up.
Sammy?
So we'll dig up a chicken. So what's the
Mhm.
point?
Yes, they'll dig them up, or I mean, you might
And
as
this
well
sounds
just.
horrible. We love our chickens now,
Yeah. I
but
love my
there is a
ducks. I
point where
love my
you just
ducks.
detach
But
a
yeah,
little
you
bit
do.
and dissociate. And
I know ultimately they're probably going to be at the dinner table at some
mhm,
point for one reason or another, whether it's old age because I did like them as a pet for long enough,
mhm.
or,
Or if they attack your
or
child too much and you have to
yeah,
dispatch
I
them
mean,
and feed them to your mother for
mhm,
Christmas.
yes, for one reason or another.
My mom was so mad at me about that.
Oh yeah, our friends they've said we don't know what we're gonna eat when we come to y'all's
Mm-mm.
house. It might be deer, might be chicken. We've had raccoon.
Oh,
Coda, that's as low down on the rodent scale as I'm gonna go. I will
I don't think
be
I would do that.
Augie was 8 months old.
Oh, not
Like,
that.
that's so crazy to me, like, how many 8-month-olds could be like, "I've had raccoon" not that they're talking, but not that they're
Augie's out there
sharing,
sharing all
not
of with all of his friends. Have you eaten
but, like, I
raccoon?
just
Because
think
I
that's
have.
yeah. It really builds
No
we're
wonder he's
building
so feral.
character, yes. We're building character around here. I will be honest with you, it was good. It was like
Yeah?
ribs. Yeah, like beef ribs, and it was good.
Oh,
I I'm not saying I'm telling my husband to go out and
yeah.
go on raccoon hunts because I'm
Uh-huh.
not, but
Uh-huh.
if he brings it home and we ain't gotta buy it at the grocery store, I'm
Oh
willing to
gosh.
try. That is as far as I won't be eating no possum, that's gross.
Mhm.
That's just too
Mhm.
much. We want there's a line,
Mhm.
but we tried it, it wasn't bad. We pretty much wanna get to the point where we either raise or he hunts for our meat
Mhm.
because it's so expensive
That's where we're at.
and
We're
we
getting
love it.
low in our freezer, and I'm like, "Oh, Joshy Poo,
Mhm.
I know you have
Better hit up that
more
Piggly
work
Wiggly.
and school, but I'm gonna need you to get a deer. I
Mhm.
need you to get a deer this year."
Yeah. I think we did 3 deer this year, but 2 of them were small.
Yeah.
So,
I think he got two last year as well.
we are gonna need to do a bigger freezer at some point. You can find them on Facebook Marketplace sometimes.
Mhm.
And we would love to find a old restaurant freezer, deep freezer,
Mhm.
the sliding door ones,
Yeah.
and have one of those for our freezer because right
Mhm.
now we just have 2 of the square deep freezers.
Yeah.
And it's almost hard to put all the meat from hunting in and then still buying some at the grocery store
Mhm.
just to stay stocked. So I would love to find one of those. That's a big thing you need to think about all the time that goes into it, the
Mhm.
cost of preserving your food
Mhm.
and processing it. Did you say what you hated the most, or did I interrupt you again? My God, tell me to hush.
I said what I hated the most, but
Okay.
I can say what I love the most.
Yes.
And
What
I
did
didn't know what I was gonna say
good?
until you just said
Oh,
something.
good.
Um,
Goody goody.
what I love the most is being able to tell people, if somebody comes over and they're like, "My God, this chicken is good." I can be like, "Thanks." That was
It's such
all
a
me. That was all
Not
me.
only did I cook it, but I
Yeah.
raised it.
Raised it.
Mhm.
Yeah, raised it, dispatched it, cleaned it, cooked it. Like
Yes.
all of it. I do love that satisfaction and the satisfaction of going in your freezer and knowing that none of your meat is from the store.
Yeah.
We bought a
It's
cow, so we
so
didn't raise a cow, but
right. It's so rewarding. Something about it just feels good knowing where your food comes from and
yes.
that it was cared for while
Mhm.
it was here.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between raising your own goats and the taste of their milk when you do that versus buying goat milk at the stores.
Okay.
Because we had Jensen, she was on goat milk. We never did cow milk with her. We do cow milk now.
Mhm.
But for the first year, she had formula.
And then
That second year,
Mhm.
she only had goat milk, and we had it on wick. It's in a purple and white container.
Oh,
It
it's like
tastes
powdered.
so there is powdered, but it's in
Oh.
the refrigerator too.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It tastes awful.
Mhm.
Awful. How a goat smells, that's what it tastes like. It
Uh,
is
so that's
disgusting.
why they say you have to
And
separate them.
yes, and
Mhm.
it tore my belly up. Coda would cook with it. I couldn't drink it.
Yeah.
Jensen drank it. She didn't she didn't
Difference.
know any different.
Mm.
It really blew my mind, and he was like, "You know, cows probably the same way, but you don't know the difference." And I was like, "Don't you dare talk
I
about
know.
cow's milk like that. Don't tell me
Oh
that it's
god,
got
I
a
love
scent that I
cow's
can't
milk.
smell." Yeah,
Mhm.
but, he would cook with it, and I could still taste it when he would cook with it, and my tummy would be cramping,
Mm.
hurting. It was tearing it up, and that's something that it's supposed to be better for is
Mm.
digestion, and I truly believe it's because and I don't know this, but I can't remember I'm just saying based on how other companies and you hear how our food is manufactured, basically.
Mhm.
I'm sure they're not taking the time to separate the boys and the girls, and they don't truly care about the living conditions and the
Mhm.
happiness of their animals and all of those pheromones that are being produced whenever the boys and girls are together, and them being stressed out all makes the milk taste terrible. I bought one goat from an older gentleman. He raised dairy goats, and he asked me, "Would you like to try the milk, before you buy them?" And I'd already had the store-bought milk at that point, and I was being polite,
Yeah.
but I was like, "No, I really don't wanna taste it."
Mhm.
But I was like, "Sure." I was kinda scared too because it was Facebook Marketplace, and I'm going in this man's house. His house, his yard, his goats, everything was just, like, so cute. Pinterest
Aw.
cottage,
Aw,
him and his wife. I didn't meet his
jealous.
wife, but you could just tell that she was probably just darling.
For sure.
But he had me try their milk, and he said they milk them every morning, and then they
Mhm.
pasteurized it and all that good stuff.
Mm.
And it was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good. It tasted cleaner is it's such a weird way to describe it, but it
Mhm.
tasted cleaner than cow's milk.
Was
It
it
was
thinner?
delicious. I don't know how to describe that. I wouldn't say thicker or it wasn't like 2%.
Mhm.
I would say it was probably around the same as whole,
Mhm.
but it was just very smooth.
Mm.
And smooth and clean. It was delicious. It
Mhm.
didn't taste like a goat, didn't smell like a goat, so I think that's very important. What do you love the most about it again? Oh,
I enjoy the satisfaction of saying I did that. I do the same thing with my sewing. I made a lanyard and people are like, "Oh, I like your little lanyard." I'm like, "Thanks, I made it."
I did it.
There's been a couple other things that people are like, "Oh, I like that." I'm like, "Thanks, I made it."
I feel like that about the bread. I
Yeah.
guess I do.
Yeah.
That's to me
Yeah,
homemaking,
yeah,
but I
homemaking,
am
yeah.
doing the bread, and I'm like that with the bread. Oh,
It's so
shucks.
good. "Oh,
Really?
thanks, I made it."
Really? You think so? Because I'm
Kneaded it
not the
with my
best
own
cook. Like
hands.
I'm still learning with the
Yeah,
cooking. I've gotten much better
yeah.
over I'd say the last 2 years. So whenever somebody compliments my food, I'm like, are you sure?
I feel the
Are you
same way.
sure
"Are
you're
you
not just being
sure?"
nice? Well, how do we wrap this up? We love you. We hope y'all enjoyed this episode.
Thank you for tuning in and listening to our homestead talk, as minuscule as our homesteads are, quote
Yeah,
unquote.
that's small.
They are very small scale, but we're working on
Learning.
it. We're learning and we're working on being better and using
Yes.
the fruits that God gives us because Lord knows I need to be doing that.
And one more thing I will add is that within the trial and error, all of the downsides of it, finding a way to make that downside a positive, no
Mhm.
matter how crappy it is. So
Yep.
I don't know if I ever finished that earlier, but how I seen an article about how a family butchered their goat that had self-inflicted harm
Yeah.
and went to be with the Lord because there was nothing wrong with it.
Right.
So they didn't waste the meat that they had,
Mhm.
keeping in mind turning not great situations into something that's still productive and
Yeah.
served a purpose. So for
Mhm.
one, their life isn't going to nothing
Right.
and you're still working towards your goals.
Mm.
If you have any questions, I would love to do listener questions on homesteads advice. If you have a homestead or any advice, I'll take it. I need a lot,
Same.
especially the goats. If you're a plant person, I would love to hear some from plant people
Mhm.
because I do not have a green thumb. I can kill a succulent.
Yep.
It's surprising that I have as much growth as what I do right now.
Mhm.
So I would love some tips. You can email us at bring it to your sisters with an S 25 at gmail.com.
You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Bring It to Your Sister.
And you can find us on TikTok.
Mine is Schoolhouse Slate and Shutter.
And mine is Lexi G underscore SAHM. Hopefully that's correct. If it's not, whoopsie.
Get out of here. Turn your car off.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Sisters, one more thing. Don't forget, you're not alone, you're not too much, and you can always bring it to your sister.